Cardano backdoor, the super spooky, scary backdoor that never even existed. Recently, there's been some new FUD going around, especially from Monero, probably the biggest privacy chain out there right now, that Cardano has a backdoor in its new protocol for privacy that's going to be a sidechain on Cardano called Midnight. This was announced pretty much just yesterday at IO Scottfest. This will be linked down in the description, timestamped to where Charles talks about Midnight. But more importantly, it's a new piece of FUD that's came around. It's the new concurrency of Cardano, because back when smart contracts first released, everyone was saying how there's only one transaction per block, and Cardano has major concurrency issues where computations cannot happen at the same time. Well, not the case. There's no backdoor in Midnight protocol, this sidechain built on Cardano for privacy, but there is some awesome things that are coming with it, and we're going to go over those. As you can see here, a CoinDesk article is being used to paraphrase Charles, saying that auditors and regulators have a backdoor into the system when permission is granted. This is not what it is. It's not a backdoor. It could be described as one perhaps, but the reality is everything is in control of the dApp developers and the people consenting to use dApps. Let's go a little bit farther into this, watching a video talking about this backdoor and the allegation of having a backdoor here on Cardano.
Somebody said something about a backdoor. There's no backdoors in Midnight, right? I'm not even sure where that assertion would come from. There's nothing in the chain that says that there is the ability for some random person to just get in and understand everything that's happening. But a dApp developer can say in their terms of service, I'm in a regulated industry. I'm going to need to be able to respond to subpoenas or something like that. Do you agree to use my dApp in order to use my service? And what that will allow the dApp developer to do is, because you agreed to this, allow them to create viewing keys that will show your transactions if necessary to a regulatory authority. Now what this does, and the thing that's really important about this, is it allows people on a blockchain to actually integrate with the wide world of services that are out there today. And it helps pull them toward a Web3 world. Without this, when are you going to be able to work with a bank that has to respond to regulatory pressures? When will you be able to work with an institution that is even a supply chain, for example, or an enterprise application where there is strict regulatory authority over the actions in that network? Without that, and without the freedom to have regulatory-friendly transactions on the chain, you won't be able to actually pull the rest of the world toward Web3.
So yeah, this is an amazing response to Cardano's backdoor allegation, and it's clear that this is actually a great response because we need these things. We need the ability for people to come outside of cryptography and outside of our current little bubble we're in now and be able to use systems efficiently and in the way they need it. So if one of these huge supply chains or a financial system or institution wants to come and use Cardano, they don't want everything on a public blockchain. They don't want everything visible. And there's a lot of uses for people to privatize their transactions, and having them accessible only by the dApp developer and only when giving consent is a great way to do things. More on this, Charles actually responded to some Monero talk when they asked how exactly does the backdoor or view key, which they talk about, which we just mentioned, like sharing of info work in this project. Is there anything you can point to specifically? Charles then responded basically saying, probably should have started with that question rather than alligating to a backdoor, but it's a confidentiality platform with a rich identity framework built in via Atala Prism. Atala Prism is a decentralized identity platform that IOHK has been building out for quite a while now. There are other decentralized identity or IDIDs coming out based on Cardano. That is one of them, which will integrate with Midnight. That's really good to hear. And view keys are handled at the dApp level, not the protocol Midnight. So whoever makes Midnight and whoever's in control of Midnight will not be able to go in and see all these separate dApps and what they're doing. Only the specific dApp developer who made these view keys and has access to them. And you add involuntary disclosure as a feature for builders to use. So the Midnight announcement, which hyped everybody up, led to some FUD from other privacy Coinbase communities. And in general, people are saying, there's a backdoor in it, there's a backdoor in it, it's failed since before it's began, it's all over. The truth is, Cardano does things with caution. And just kind of sounds like a cult, I'm not going to lie, but everything Cardano has done so far and what they put together has been pretty solid, especially huge rollouts like this have been well thought out, researched, and a lot more. I'm not saying Cardano and the founding partners or IOHK, the people developing Cardano, are perfect, but they're not just going to have a backdoor for, everyone to come in, or in any way someone could just backdoor their way into the protocol. That's just doesn't make any sense. Why would that be a thing? But here we are talking about view keys and how dApp developers control everything in terms of the privatization and how much regulatory risk or no regulatory risk they want to take on when bringing in new institutional level companies and much more into Web3 from the outside world. And this is how it can be done with something like Midnight, and also having smart contracts, privacy-based smart contracts with computational confidentiality. As you can see here in this tweet, is a pretty groundbreaking feature. I agree. Things are still pretty fresh. Everybody's hyped right now. I'm not going to say it's going to be out very soon, but it's nice to have something else to look forward to, along with things like Mithril and for Hydra, so many different things building by IOHK, and also major dApps that are building outside of Cardano specific realms, and just bringing in a bunch more people to Cardano from other parts of blockchains with good quality dApps like Axo, Liquid, whatever else. We have a lot of things going on. The point is, this is good. Midnight is good. Having the ability for dApp developers to control the viewing keys and take on regulatory risk or not is great. And also, we're all going to benefit from it. Monero and any other blockchain too will benefit from the research and everything going on here. And furthermore, people with Cardano stake will receive DUST or Dust, Midnight's token, in addition to ADA, supposedly for staking. This is not a super sourced piece of information. They talked about it briefly. There's not really much more about this. I don't know how this is going to work, if it's going to be in accordance with just already staked ADA, or if it's going to be in accordance with a select few pools. I'm not sure, but it might be a thing. So just thought I'd mention today's video. If I have more information on the Dust and Midnight token and how you can earn it, it will definitely be on this channel. So be sure to watch. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Stake with the Jack Stake pool to earn passive ADA on your ADA. And this will be linked down in the description if you want to learn more about Midnight and Charles' talk on it.